That night, Chief Okeke decided it was time. At the festival's gala, he arrived unannounced, his convoy lighting up the school driveway. Dressed in a flowing agbada, he took the stage. "I'm proud to announce that my daughter, Amara, will fund a new tech hub for Elite Crest and a scholarship program for students like Peter. She chose to start here as herself, not as my daughter, but her light can't be dimmed." The room erupted. Chioma's clique froze, their plans crumbling. Amara stood beside her father, her rusty bike now a symbol of her journey, not her shame. In the bustling heart of Palm City, where the skyline sparkles with glass towers and the streets hum with Okadas and Danfo buses, Elite Crest Academy stands as a playground for Palm City's rich kids. The school's gates gleam with prestige, welcoming the offspring of oil magnates, tech moguls, and Nollywood stars. Here, the rules of the world outside do not apply, and social hierarchy is dictated by wealth, connections, and designer labels. It's here that our story begins, with two new students whose arrivals couldn't be more different, Amara, rolling in on a beat-up bicycle, and Chioma Adebayo, stepping out of a sleek Range Rover with tinted windows. This morning, two new students arrive, their entrances setting the stage for an unforgettable year. "Hey, did you hear the much-awaited news? The daughter of Chief Okeke, a telecom billionaire, just returned from abroad. She's enrolling today." The prominent telecom billionaire Chief Okeke's daughter must be one in a million. "We should definitely befriend such exceptional people." Amara, rolling in on a beat-up bicycle, through the chaotic streets of Juros, Palm City. The morning sun beats down, thickening the humid air. The yellow Danfos belch exhaust fumes, and the symphony of horns and street vendors shouting their wares is deafening. She grips the handlebars tighter, her knuckles pale against the rusted metal. Parking by the school fence, she pulls off her helmet, securing it on the seat. The moment she steps off, laughter ripples through the courtyard. "See this village girl, oh. Did she miss the bus to downtown? Maybe she's here to hawk groundnuts." The laughter echoes across the manicured courtyard, branding Amara as the ultimate outsider at Elite Crest Academy. "I guess she's sent by family gold digger." Their laughter is sharp, cutting. Amara's entrance is a spectacle of ridicule, dressed in a neatly ironed but unbranded uniform, stands out starkly against the sea of students clad in designer threads, and clutching the latest iPhones, and drenched in expensive perfumes. Her presence is a spectacle of ridicule, her bike a squeaky, undeniable contrast to the gleaming black Range Rover that has just pulled up.
Hello guys, haven't subscribed yet? Please subscribe now, hit the like button, and leave a comment to help.
"Wow, look, isn't that my dad's car? Uncle Enduka has arrived." Amara shocked and surprised. "I need to hurry back. If my boss finds out about his car, he'll dock my pay." "Let him dock it. How much can a driver even earn in a day? Sigh. Do what you can handle to be successful in your academics. The family sold everything for your schooling scraped together. You're bringing it up again. I've told once I snag a rich heir, I'll pay you back every cent. Come open the door for me." Then comes Chioma, gliding in like a queen from Palm's Gardens. Her anchor-inspired uniform is custom-made, her edges laid to perfection, and her driver unloads Louis Vuitton bags as she waves gracefully. Oh my god. It's a sleek Range Rover with tinted windows, and it's a limited edition with a starry roof. This setup compared to that country girl is like an ugly duckling and a swan, a true reflection. Good morning, everyone. I'm Chioma Adebayo, so happy to join you all. We'll be living and learning together, she chirps, her voice smooth as a radio jingle. The students swarm her, dazzled by her charm and the faint whiff of loud perfume. Chai, this one now real Aju butter. Odugu, they whisper. Her papa must be Dangote's cousin. Look at her clothes, this is the exclusive autumn edition from International Fashion Week. Each piece is by a world-renowned designer. Wow, so beautiful. I've never seen these brands before. She giggles modestly, waving away the attention as she distributes luxury gift bags, perfumes, smartwatches, and branded accessories. Just a small welcome gift, she chirps, winning hearts instantly. You're so generous, you're not only pretty but also kind, I'll be your top fan from now on. Like a movie star shoe, I don't want to be too flashy, don't spread it around. Hey, I heard this school anniversary specially invited over 100 media outlets. The contrast between them is undeniable, and the school's pecking order is established in mere minutes. Chioma becomes the darling of elite crest, while Amara is the punchline. But there's a twist brewing beneath the surface. Amara's bike might squeak, but her eyes hold a quiet confidence. The story takes an early twist when it's hinted that Amara's humble exterior hides a secret. Despite her worn-out appearance, there are subtle clues, like a fleeting mention of a luxurious car linked to her family, that suggest Amara is not what she seems. However, her classmates remain oblivious, too caught up in their superficial judgments to notice. The shift begins at the school's creative writing task. Chioma rallied her clique, Blessing, a fashion-obsessed influencer, Tund, a footballer with a sharp tongue, and Neka, who thrived on gossip, to plot their next move. Little did they know, Amara's quiet brilliance was about to shine even brighter, igniting their rage. It all began in their literature class, where Mrs. Adewale, a no-nonsense teacher with a love for Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, assigned a creative writing task: write a short story capturing the soul of Palm City, its chaos, beauty, and resilience. The deadline was tight, and the class buzzed with anticipation. Chioma, confident in her polished persona, drafted a tale of a glamorous Palm City socialite navigating Palm's elite circles, dripping with brand names and Instagram-worthy moments. Amara, on the other hand, scribbled furiously in her notebook during breaks, her pen dancing to the rhythm of street vendors and danfo horns outside. When the stories were submitted, Mrs. Adewale read them aloud anonymously, her voice rising and falling with each narrative. Chioma's story earned polite applause, its descriptions were lavish, but hollow, lacking depth. Then came Amara's. Titled The Bike Diaries, it wove a tapestry of Palm City life through the eyes of a young girl riding through traffic jams, dodging potholes, and overhearing the dreams of hawkers and drivers. It was raw, vivid, and pulsating with authenticity. Mrs. Adewale's eyes sparkled. This, she declared, is the best. It captures the heart of our city like no other. Amara, well done. The room fell silent, then erupted in whispers. Chioma's face twisted in fury. How can a village girl write better than me? She muttered to Blessing, who nodded furiously. Tund leaned in, smirking. She must have copied it from some online blog. No way she's that good. Neka added, or maybe she bribed Mrs. Adewale with her fake billionaire money. The clique's resentment solidified into a plan: they would make Amara's life unbearable, ensuring she cracked under pressure and exposed herself as a fraud. Their first tactic was subtle sabotage. During group projects, they excluded Amara, leaving her to work alone on presentations. You're too busy riding that bike to contribute, Tund sneered, while Blessing accidentally spilled drink on Amara's notes. But Amara adapted, using her phone to record ideas and recreate her work with precision. When her solo presentation on Palm City architecture earned another round of praise from Mrs. Adewale, the clique's frustration grew. Next, they turned to public humiliation. At lunch, Chioma orchestrated a scene in the cafeteria, where she and her friends staged a mock charity auction for Amara's old bike. Who wants to bid on the village girl's treasure? Chioma laughed, holding up a photo of the rusty bike on her iPad. The cafeteria roared with laughter, but Amara, sitting alone with her jollof rice, simply smiled. "That bike's seen more of Palm City than all of you combined," she said, her voice steady. The laughter died down, and Chioma's cheeks burned. Undeterred, the clique escalated to social media. Neka created a fake Instagram account at Bike Girl Shame, posting edited photos of Amara with captions like "beggar at Elite Crest" and "who let this hawker in." The posts went viral within the school's WhatsApp groups, drawing cruel comments from students who hadn't even met Amara. But instead of retreating, Amara responded with grace. She started her own blog, Palm City Through My Eyes, sharing short stories and photos of the city's unsung heroes, market women, Okada riders, and street artists. Her posts gained traction, not just among students but across Palm City, earning praise from local influencers and even a mention on a radio show. The school's fundraiser for a rural library project event came. "We hope everyone pitches in for the rural library project to come through. Blessing, I'll donate 50,000 naira as an example. Awesome. You sure love the spotlight. Neka, teacher, I'll pay 10,000 naira. Tond, I bid 20,000 naira, but no matter how you compare, no one can beat our Chioma. Chioma thrives in the spotlight as she pledges 5 million naira, with a dramatic flourish, flashing her GP bank card for emphasis. It's nothing, just my small contribution, she says, basking in the applause. The pressure shifts to Amara, who's been silently sketching in the corner. What about you, Bike Girl? Can you even donate 5 kobo, a boy taunts. Amara stands, brushing off her uniform. I'll give 50 million. Cash. It'll be here by noon, she says calmly. The room erupts in laughter. This one thinks she's in a Nollywood movie. 50 million kwa. Call your village juju man to send it. Undeterred, Amara steps outside, phone to her ear. Uncle Tond, send 50 million to Elite Crest now. Yes, cash. Thanks. Her classmates roll their eyes, assuming it's a bluff to impress Mike, the handsome son of a Palm City senator who's been oddly kind to her. She's just chasing Mike's money, they sneer. See her forming big girl. Meanwhile, Chioma's character reveals darker layers. She's not just a spoiled heiress but a manipulative bully who despises her own humble origins. This is starkly illustrated when she publicly berates her mother, a street vendor, for setting up a stall near the school. Why are you here? You're embarrassing me, she hisses, kicking over a tray of meat pie. Amara intervenes, defending the woman, which fuels Chioma's hatred. Chioma's glare could melt steel. Mind your business, bush girl. I'm not from this gutter life anymore. The confrontation exposes Chioma's insecurity. She's ashamed of her past and overcompensates with ostentatious displays of wealth, some of which, like stolen cosmetics, aren't even hers. Amara, by contrast, remains an enigma. Despite the constant humiliation, she carries herself with quiet dignity. Her interactions with Mike and Peter, a scholarship student, suggest she's unbothered by the taunts, perhaps because she knows her true worth. The 50 million naira promise hangs over the narrative, with her peers doubting her ability to deliver, yet her calm assurance implies she's capable of far more than they imagine. The feud intensifies at the school's annual Palm City Elite Mixer, a swanky event at a Juro's rooftop lounge. Chioma arrives in a damask that screams money, flaunting a diamond-studded damask and a drone-delivered invite. She's the star, organizing a dance-off with a 10 million naira prize. Amara, invited by Mike as a class unity gesture, shows up in a simple but elegant Ankara dress. The taunts fly. Did you sew that from your mama's wrapper? Chioma smirks, handing Amara a spare mic. Let's see if you can dance your way out of poverty. As the beat drops, Kiskad's latest hit, Amara moves with a grace that silences the room. Her steps blend street vibes with a polish that screams training, not desperation. Whispers turn to cheers, but Chioma's crew isn't done. She probably danced for Kobo on the roadside, they shout. Just then, a convoy of black SUVs rolls up, unloading stacks of Naira notes. A man in a crisp suit steps out. Amara, your 50 million is here, as requested. The crowd freezes. Chioma's jaw drops. This money must be from Mike's. So annoying, what's the use of getting mad? She knows how to seduce men barely some days at school and she's with Mike. This money is nothing. Money earned with the body is disgusting.
Hello guys, haven't subscribed yet? Please subscribe now, hit the like button, and leave a comment to help.
Chioma's final, desperate move came during the school's inter-house sports day. Knowing Amara excelled in athletics from her quiet training runs in the morning, Chioma convinced the sports coordinator to pit Amara against the school's star runner, Gloria, in a 400-meter race. Let's see if her village legs can keep up, Chioma whispered to the crowd, distributing branded water bottles with her face on them. As the race began, Gloria tripped Amara deliberately, sending her sprawling into the grass. The audience gasped, but Amara dusted herself off, her face set with determination. She finished second, her time still impressive enough to win cheers from the lower-class students who admired her grit. Mrs. Adiwale, watching from the stands, shook her head. That girl has a fire in her I haven't seen in years, she told the principal later. She's not just surviving, she's thriving. The bullying only fueled Amara's excellence. In debates, she out-argued Chioma with facts about Palm City's history, drawing on stories her uncle, her father, Chief Okeke, had shared. In art class, her sketches of Palm City's skyline, blending skyscrapers with shantytowns, won first prize, leaving Chioma's abstract paintings in the dust. Each victory chipped away at Chioma's dominance, making her more vicious but also more exposed. The turning point came during the school's cultural festival, where students performed skits, danced, and showcased their talents. Chioma planned a grand finale, a fusion dance to Pavido's Falls, expecting to steal the show. But Amara, teamed with Mike and Peter, a scholarship student from downtown, presented a drama called The Mask of Palm City. It told the story of a girl from a poor neighborhood who hides her true potential behind a facade of humility, only to reveal her power when the city needs her most. The audience was spellbound, and when the curtain fell, they chanted Amara's name. Chioma, seething, cornered Amara backstage. You think you're better than me? You're nothing but a fraud, she hissed. Amara's eyes met hers, calm and piercing. I don't need to be better. I just need to be me. That night, Chief Okeke decided it was time. At the festival's gala, he arrived unannounced, his convoy lighting up the school driveway. Dressed in a flowing agbada, he took the stage. I'm proud to announce that my daughter, Amara, will fund a new tech hub for Elite Crest and a scholarship program for students like Peter. She chose to start here as herself, not as my daughter, but her light can't be dimmed. The room erupted. Chioma's clique froze, their plans crumbling. Amara stood beside her father, her rusty bike now a symbol of her journey, not her shame. The students who had mocked her now saw her for what she was, a billionaire's daughter with a heart of gold and a mind sharper than any designer blade. The truth unravels. Amara is the daughter of Chief Okeke, a telecom billionaire. She had chosen to start at elite crest without the weight of her family name, seeking experience beyond privilege. Her quiet confidence, once mocked, now stands as undeniable proof of her power. The students gape as their so-called village girl transforms before their eyes. The girl they mock was the true heiress all along. Chioma's facade crumbles. Her supposed wealth, it turns out, is borrowed, her father a mid-level manager, her extravagant lifestyle built on credit. The students who once adored her now whisper behind her back, their admiration shifting towards Amara. Chioma slunk away, her empire of lies exposed. But Amara didn't gloat. She turned to her classmates, offering a hand. Palm City is big enough for all of us. Let's build something together. And so, the girl on the bike becomes the beacon of elite crest, proving that true excellence is not in wealth but in character.
Hello guys, I hope you enjoyed our stories. Please hit the like button, leave a comment below and subscribe to our channel.